Hello, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. We will
Hello.
wait just 1 minute or two so people can still join before officially starts the session. And after I will share my screen also up. Hello, everyone. I think I will slowly start this session. So can you see my screen correctly? I will share it in full screen. Okay, so hello everyone. So my name is Alix Lecoq. I am European Project Manager at Euroquity BP France. And I'm here today with my colleagues Joana Pereira and Giuseppe Mele from Fast Track, who are the coordinators of this project We Rise. Also, for your information, this meeting is recorded, and so we might be shared this meeting on social media. So if you don't want to be visible here, you can turn off your camera. So we will introduce you We Rise. So it's a new project we launched for women-led deep tech startups in AgriTech, ClimateTech, and AgriTech. In GreenTech, sorry. And so I will quickly introduce you the agenda of the day. So we will first go through the program overview so you can understand better what We Rise is about and the eligibility criteria. Then we'll discuss about the application process and then the selection process. And we'll finish with a quick sum up and the timeline of the project. Then we would like maybe to ask you for a family picture, so to share on social media, maybe. So I'll ask you to turn on your camera if you agree, and I'll take a screenshot of this session. And at the end, we will as well have a time for questions. And of course, after the session, you will receive everything. So the recording of the session and any relevant document by email. So now I will leave the floor to Joanna for the program overview.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. So hello everyone and welcome to the We Rising for Day. As Alex said, my name is Joana Pereira from Fast Track Ventures, and we are very happy to be here with all of you today. So first of all, we are going through some information about the program. And so we would like to start with an explanation of who are we. So We Rise is the European funded project with the main goal of empowering underrepresented female entrepreneurs in the sectors of GreenTech, AgriTech, and ClimateTech through a strategic blend of funding and tailored support. So the project aims to amplify the market presence of high potential women-led startups, particularly those from emerging European countries. So We Rise is formed by a consortium of 5 European entities. So Fast Track Ventures, which is based in Portugal, is a VC firm focused on deep tech, working closely with the ventures to support entrepreneurs to become investment ready and scale their business. Then we have G-Force based in Slovakia. It's a pre-seed VC investment fund for climate tech startups. Then we have Toro Ventures based in Spain, that is a financial advisory and strategic business consultancy company. Suntech Park based in Lithuania. It's a non-profit organization committed to fostering entrepreneurship, advancing clean tech, and promoting digitalization. And last but not least, we have BPI France, which is the French Public Investment Bank. So following this initial presentation about the project, we will now focus on the program itself. So WeRise is looking for female-led startups in the sectors of GreenTech, AgriTech, and ClimateTech. So who is eligible to apply to this program? So basically, women-led startups. Sorry, and this means a company compliant with the SME definition provided by the European Union, with a woman as co-founder, CEO, CTO, or CSO at the time of application. Companies operating in the fields of green tech, agri-tech, and climate tech, and we will go through this a little bit in detail in the next slides. Deep tech startups. So this means that the startup must show evidence of development of advanced and disruptive technologies, and companies funded before the 1st of January 2024. So the startups must be legally established in EU member states or associated countries, and preference will be given to moderate and emerging innovator countries, and at least 60% of the participants should come from these countries. And finally, the applicants must also meet at least one of the transversal criteria, so either the maturity level with a product market fit with TRL 6 to 8 and validated by initial clients, or the funding stage, which means the company must have raised at least 300K in public or private funding. Side note, so applicants should meet these eligibility criteria for the entire program duration. Okay, so here in this slide, we show the details of moderate and emerging innovator countries as defined by the European Innovation Scoreboard. So please note that this is a classification is at national level, not regional level. So it's a country-based classification. Okay, now regarding the sectors, as I mentioned before, so we are looking for deep tech startups operating in these three fields. So AgriTech refers to the application of advanced technologies and digital innovations to enhance agriculture practices, improve productivity, sustainability, and efficiency, and reduce the environmental impact, including impact on biodiversity. And so this can include, for example, precision farming solutions, smart irrigation, alternative proteins, vertical farming, and bio-based solutions, as an example. On the other hand, GreenTech refers to innovative technologies and business models that promote environmental sustainability, improve resource efficiency, and reduce negative ecological impacts. And this sector covers, for example, renewable energy solutions, energy efficiency, circular economy, sustainable materials, water conservation, and waste management. And finally, ClimateTech refers to technologies, solutions, and innovations aimed at mitigating climate change, reducing carbon emissions, and enhancing climate resilience. And this can include, for example, carbon capture solutions, climate smart infrastructures, climate finance, and nature-based solutions. Okay, now looking into the WeRise journey. So the program will support in total 40 startups in 2 cohorts. So 20 startups in each open call will be selected and has a total of 1.2 million euros of financial support to third parties. So the program is structured in 2 phases, and we'll see more details about them in the next slides. So phase 1, which is the nurture phase, we will select 20 startups that will enter a 3-month support program. So during this period, the startups will develop a strategic action plan, which is basically a roadmap tailored to each startup's growth objectives. And they will also benefit from specialized training workshops on topics such as investment readiness, market expansion, product development, and regulatory frameworks. A curated learning nuggets library offering bit-sized on-demand insights that startups can access anytime. Dedicated business coaching, where each startup will be assigned to a personal coach from our expert partners. And collaborative peer learning through structured thematic roundtables and peer review sessions. For phase 2, which is the bloom phase, WeRise will select 10 of the most promising startups from the initial 20 select in the first phase. And this acceleration stage will have a 4-month duration, and startups will move from planning to execution with a strong focus on investor matchmaking, stakeholder engagement, and strategic business development. So during this period, the startups will implement their strategic action plan that they developed in phase 1, focusing now on the product development, market expansion, and investor engagement. And they will also benefit from one-on-one business coaching, advanced workshops, investor matchmaking activities, and networking and market exposure through matchmaking sessions and the showcase and investor demo day. Okay, so besides the support that we showed in the previous slides for both phases, the startups will also receive funding. So for phase 1, 20 startups will receive 5,000 euros each that will be paid upon the signature of the sub-grant agreement. And for phase 2, the 10 selected startups will receive 50K that will be paid in accordance with the following payments distribution. So 50% will be paid with the sub-grant agreement signature, 40% will be paid after the midterm checkpoint, and the final 10% will be paid after the participation on the showcase event, which represents the end of the support program. So now how can the startups use this funding support? So for phase 1, the 5,000 euros can cover for participation to international events or conference, exhibitions and fairs, and also cover for the travel expenses associated to the participation to these events, and also meeting with investors and other stakeholders. For phase 2, the funding support can be used for different type of activities. So from the further development of the product, leading to achieving a higher TRL level, to technology improvement, demonstration activities, access to infrastructures, involving end users or testers in product development process, growth hacking experiments, developing new business models or business plans, marketing and branding costs, sales efficiency, pricing model, feasibility and market studies, business development, and as well as the first phase, so participation to international events and the travel expenses associated with those. Okay, so we now move on to the application process, and I leave the floor to Alex.
Thank you, Joanna. So yeah, I will quickly go through the application process, but it's quite easy, you'll see. So the first step is to find the greenhouse community on the AgriTech platform. So you can now scan the QR code, but anyway, you'll receive this presentation and any relevant links after this meeting. So you can do it right now or later. Then you have to register or log in on the AgriTech platform if you already have an account. And after asking to join the greenhouse community. So you can expect a short delay when you'll ask to join this community, because I first need to check your company profile before accepting you on the community. And also, for your information, it's named Greenhouse and not WeRise, because we'll organize webinars and e-pitch and share other interesting opportunities on this community, even for the startups who are not selected for the WeRise project. So it's still interesting for you to be a member of this community. Then once you have been approved into the greenhouse community, you can apply to the open call. So it will lead you directly to an application form for WeRise. So you have to complete the different sections in the form. You can also download the declaration of owner in the greenhouse community in the data room section. You have to sign it and upload it in the form before submitting the completed form. And also you like that you know it, but you can save your form and come back later if you need to check some things with your colleagues, or if you have technical questions for us, you can save your form and go back later on it. And after, your application will be reviewed by our evaluation committee, and we will get back to you if you are selected or not. And now I will let Joanna explain you the selection process.
Thank you, Alex. Okay, now moving on to the selection process. So this process was designed to ensure fairness, transparency, and adherence to the principles of inclusivity and impartiality. And the same process will be applied to both phases of the WeRise open call. So the first step would be the submission and initial review. So applications are submitted through the Rockety platform, as Alex explained, and then the eligibility check team will review all applications for compliance with the eligibility criteria. The next step will be the assignment of the evaluators. So applications will be distributed among the evaluation committee members, and each application is assigned to 2 evaluators for an independent review. The next step is the scoring of applications. So evaluators will access the applications based on predefined evaluation criteria, and the scores and justifications will be recorded in standardized templates. Then we'll have the consensus meeting. So if there are discrepancies between the evaluator scores, the evaluators and the evaluation committee share will meet to discuss and resolve these differences, and the final score is determined through consensus. The next step will be the final selection. So applications will be ranked based on their final scores, and the top ranked proposals meeting the required quotas are selected for the program. And the final step is the feedback and results communication. So all applicants will receive the evaluation feedback. We'll also like to mention again that the possibility to apply for phase 2 of the WeRise support program is reserved only to the startups selected for phase 1 that have completed a 3-month intensive support program and developed their strategic action plan. Okay, now some information about the evaluation criteria. So for phase 1, there are 3 main evaluation criteria. The first one is the alignment of the proposal to the WeRise objectives. The second one is related with the review of the application form itself. So the evaluators will analyze here the team, so the core team composition, the skills, the experience, etc. The excellence and innovation, so the level of innovation within the market and how the project is novel, the TRL of the product, and so on, and the impact, so the market definition and sizing, the competitive landscape, and the scalability of the business model. And then the final criteria is the review of the ERL assessment, so evidence connected with the results of this ERL assessment. All criteria will have the same weight, and the maximum score obtainable is 15. So just a quick note about the ERL assessments. This is the investment readiness level assessment. It's a self-assessment to evaluate the investment readiness of the startups, where we ask applicants to provide quantitative scores to a set of questions within the topics of entrepreneurial idea and innovation, the team, the product or service, the market, impact, and finance. For phase two, there are two main evaluation criteria, and the first one is again the alignment to the WeRise objectives, and the second one is the completeness and coherence of the strategic action plan that was developed in phase one. Again, all criteria have the same weight, and the maximum score here is 10. And now just a quick overview about the strategic action plan. So the main components of this roadmap are the goals that should be clear and measurable, the strategy development, which meaning the pathway to achieve these goals, an action plan, so a detailed plan including actionable steps, responsible parties, and timelines. And then performance indicators, so KPIs to measure progress, and a realistic implementation timeline with milestones. And now I'll leave the floor to Alex again.
Thank you. So yeah, I will quickly go through the timeline. So the open call was launched on March 12th, and it will close on May 14th. So you still have like 15 days to submit your application. So I would recommend to start as soon as possible your application form. Like that, if you have any questions, either for us or for your colleagues, you still have enough time. So we will do the eligibility check and evaluation by the end of May and the beginning of June. So you can expect an answer like either if you are selected or not for the program sometime in June. And the program will officially kick off on July 2025. So what to expect really for you as a startup? So it's a financial support up to 55K. It's tailored coaching and mentorship. It's an access to a wide range of investors and corporates. It's specialized trainings depending on your needs. It's a showcase event at the end of the program to pitch your startup in front of investors. And also it's a supportive community and of founders, investors, and industry leaders. So now it's the time for the family pictures. I will quickly, if you can open your camera, if you agree, I will just take a screenshot of today's participants. Thank you. Up. Thank you very much. I will go back to the presentation. Up. So now it's the time for the Q&A. I don't know if you can open your mic and you can raise your hand and ask your question orally or ask your question in the chat. If there is some question. Amélie, you can ask your question. Hello.
Hi, I'm Amélie. I'm the founder of Nix. We are a wildlife conservation technology company based out of France. And my question today was concerning the application process. So there is an in real life interview. Do you already know where they would take place?
Sorry for jumping in, Amélie. If I understand well, you're asking if there is also an interview within the application process, right?
Yeah,
sorry, I'm asking again just because I didn't hear you very well.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, yes, exactly. I was wondering during the interview process if there is like an in real life assessment, whether there would be like physical interviews or where would they take place.
For the Okay, sorry for interrupting you, Hamini. For the application process, we are not planning any interview. As for the application process, the only way to apply is joining the greenhouse community on your Equity. Then you will have a button like apply to the open call. And basically there is a web form with some information you need to provide to allow us to evaluate, to allow to the evaluators, to the evaluation team to evaluate your startup together with all the other applicants. At the end of this process, we will provide all the applicants, I mean, the selected ones and even also the not selected ones with the feedback on their application. And after this, basically, we select the startup that will enter the program. I don't know if I answered to your question or if you have anything more to ask.
Yeah, well, thank you. I understand that the application process is fully digital, and then it's just that I thought that later on the review process, the assessment process for the startups that are selected, I mean, not for every applicant, is there something where we would need to go through
No.
various
It's just
adjustments?
well, in theory, it is just something, but it is more a discussion than an interview. Just for your boarding, the very onboarding of the program. But I mean, but it's just I mean to start working well with a assigned business coach to have a let's say a better understanding of the needs of the startup and to provide the best support during the program.
Okay, well, thank you for your answer.
Oh, no bother. Thanks to you for the question, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
I don't know if anyone has other questions. I saw that there is a lot of in the chat, but Giuseppe, you answered most of it.
Yeah, I answered. There is one pending question. Sorry, Laura Vlastich, if I didn't answer to you, but it was quite a long as an answer to write. But basically, sorry for everyone. Laura is asking that they have developed a biomaterial based on the agricultural waste of the flax industry that can be used for packaging and construction for thermal insulation, if I'm not mistaken. And Laura, you're asking if the startup is in scope for the WeRise program. Well, in theory, my answer would be yes, but please check the definitions we provided in the open call document, because I mean, basically, I know it can sound a bit complicated, but basically you need to fall under one of the three, let's say, main sectors we are targeting. So ClimateTech, GreenTech, and AgriTech, and everything should be at the crossroad with deep tech. So you can use the definition of deep tech as we provided in the open call document, which is just a moment I can.
I've
Yes,
shared
please.
in the chat the definition.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, just
cool.
right now.
Thanks a lot.
And I will also when I will send you the recording of the session, I will send you the open call description with all the definition. But that's basically what we have in the open call.
Okay. Then there was a hands raised up, but now I cannot see it anymore. I don't know if there is anyone they want to talk over.
Okay, so it was me who raised the hand.
Hello,
Okay,
Veronique.
And I do apologize, I didn't show my face because I'm in a car. I'm not driving, but I'm in a car, so I hope that the sound is okay.
No problem.
It's okay. Drive safe, be careful.
Yes, no, but I'm not driving. I don't worry. My question is, we are between AgriTech and GreenTech, because we are both producing feed for animals, but also addressing the wastewater issue. So is it very important, the category, or not?
Sorry, what do you mean as important category?
Because like we are producing microalgae, okay? Microalgae can be used to feed animals and to feed humans, so it could be like said as AgriTech. But our technology is also to be used for wastewater treatment. So in which category should we apply?
Okay, consider that we are not asking for the category, but just for all the application to belong to one of the three sectors we are targeting. So if your innovation belong, because this may happen when you are developing something very innovative to more than one sector, I mean, I would say fair enough. The important thing is that in the application, you tell us, you explain us. I mean, sorry, let me rephrase. It should be clear in the description, in the information you will provide the application form. It should be clear for the evaluators that your innovation belongs at least to one of the sectors we are targeting. I don't know if it is clear now or if there is any additional question, Veronique. Okay.
And there was a question in the chat. If you have any issue, like for the equity platform, you can send an email to me directly, and you will receive, like with the recording, I will send it from my personal email, so you can answer me and like tell me what's your issue on the platform if you have.
There is also a question in the chat from Kidiasho. I don't know if I said the name correctly. So the question is, for the startup selected, will the whole program be online? So the answer is yes, the support program will be online, except the only thing that will be physical is the startup showcase event at the end of the support program. That will be in-person event. And
if sorry, please, Joanna.
Yeah, I believe the first one will be in Paris, if I'm not mistaken, but we will confirm to the startups once they enter the program.
Yeah, and if I may add just one small point here, Joanna. Yeah, all the support, the main support activities will be running online, but consider also that both for the initial the grant, the small grant for the first phase and the bigger grant for the second phase, it is allowed to spend this money for participating to events, to travel to meet investors and so on. So in a kind of sense, it's very, let's say, in-person activities, if it is what you mean. And then there is still the hands raised by Veronique. Please, Veronique.
Yes. So my question is, do you have an idea if we are selected? Do you have an idea about the number of hours we should be ready to put or to invest in the program? Do you have any idea of that or not?
Maybe I can answer to that.
Yes, please, Joanna.
So both phases. So phase 1 will have a duration of 3 months, and phase 2 a 4 month, and you can consider that will be a time-intensive support program. So we expect full dedication of the startups to the program. I cannot say you the amount of hours, but it will be an intensive support program. So we expect the full participation of the team.
Yeah, if I may add, I mean, it's not like a full-time engagement. Like you don't need to work only for the program, of course, but there will be a lot of activities to be done by the startup team. Some activities will be done in collaboration, startup team with the assigned business coach. And well, because consider also that one of our main objective is to support the growth of your company. But also to create more collaboration among the participating startups. So just to give you an idea, we also plan to have some, let's say, peer review sessions to create more collaboration, to exchange experiences, or even bad ones. That can be helpful to avoid that the other startups do the same errors as you in the future.
Okay.
I don't know if we have to.
Like one full.
Yes, please. Veronique, sorry.
My question was on the total of 7 months.
Yeah.
On the total of 7 months, it is like more than one full-time person or less?
Well, difficult question to answer, honestly, Veronique.
Okay.
In theory, it should be even less, but it very much depends of on the current status of your startup.
Okay. Well, just to have an idea to know if we are able to.
Yeah. No, sure. We understand that this is an important information to get, but you can imagine that it's a bit difficult to answer to you now. Yeah.
No, but it gives me an idea, so it's fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I don't know if there is more question. Otherwise, you can contact us on info@werise.eu or on my email address. So yeah, and I think we can end the webinar if there is no more questions. I think we don't. So thank you everyone for your thank you everyone for your participation. Thank you, Giuseppe and Joanna.
And looking forward to receive your applications.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.